Good afternoon, everyone. What is my topic today? My topic is how to build a team. This is part of our system training, one of the 12 system trainings. It is one of the most crucial and very important when we talk about team, when it comes to people, especially when there are many of them. Our stage presence is one of the key factors, how to build a team. One of the ways is you must have the ability to influence one to many. You need to be able to stand here and have the ability to influence many people with just one person. This is not something you are born with, definitely not something innate. This is something that has to be practiced and developed. I believe everyone may have heard some stories. In order to practice my stage skills and to practice some of the course materials for the stage, I could stand by the seaside. In a place by the sea, we Malaysians and Singaporeans, it's called Kelong. I don't understand, you guys know how to translate Kelong. It has a bridge, which is built directly into the sea, built from the land extending out to the sea. Many times they will anchor their boats there or fish there. At the end of the Kelong, standing at the edge, you can see the sea. I could stand there, shouting at the sea for 16 hours a day, practicing facing the sea 16 hours a day, almost a month. Every day, from the sun rising over here until it sets and goes into the middle of the night. One of my assistants in the past was Claudia. They had to sit there. I stood while they sat, sitting by the Kelong, holding the script, to check if what I said was correct. They were my assistants in the past. And since they were girls, they were afraid of the sun, so they wrapped themselves up like mummies and sat there watching. They could testify. They could serve as witnesses. I stood there, talking from morning till night, standing there. When I felt deeply moved, my face would be covered in tears. Sometimes I could even kneel down 16 hours a day, practicing my waist and leg strength, just so I could say, I can stand here. Naturally. Without being overly prepared. Expressing myself, why I would pay such a high price. In this aspect, as we can see from this is a very important part in this industry. If you are also willing to pay such a price, you will not fail in direct selling. When you have the ability to influence one to many. But today in Riway, you don't need to stand by the sea, and you don't need to endure the sun and rain. Riway has many such comfortable venues with beautiful decorations. And so many people, you don't need to talk to fish. You don't need to talk to shrimp. You can talk to real people. That kind of progress is incredible. Today, these leaders who are able to stand on the Riway stage, let's not talk about whether what they say is good or not. The fact that they can overcome their fears. Standing here, they represent thousands or even tens of thousands. Just this alone makes us number one in the world. How to build a team. It needs to become a course teaching you how to build this team, proving that the organization is important. Why is the organization important? Because our abilities as individuals are limited. Our time as individuals is also limited. Anyone in this world today. If you want to succeed and achieve great accomplishments, you need to rely on a team. There is a saying that goes like this. You say, small success depends on the individual. Great success depends on the team. As an individual, you need to achieve some results and earn some money. Achieving a small success, reaching a small goal, that is possible. But when you want to achieve a much bigger goal, when you want to be much more successful than others and achieve a much greater success, to reach this level of success, you only have one way. And that is you need to rely on a team. You need to build a team. So from this sentence, we can understand if you want to succeed, you must have a team. And to have a team, you yourself must be what? When you have an organization, you yourself must be what? You yourself are a leader. So, how to build a team? The first condition is that you need to start as a salesperson. When you start leading an organization, the first condition is that you must become a leader. You need to position yourself as a leader. Every one of you here, you are all leaders. To me, a leader can be described in just 4 words. There are only 4 words to describe a leader, and that is lead by example. Lead by example. It's very simple for you to make your people like this. You just need to become that kind of person. It's also very simple if you don't want your people to be like this. You just need to not become that kind of person. You must lead by example. You must stand in front of the organization and show them by doing, demonstrate it for them. If they don't understand, teach them again. If they still don't understand, change the way you teach. Keep leading by example. And then teach. Learn it yourself before others learn it. This is what leading by example means. And only in this way can it truly be related to the organization. Otherwise, that organization, to me, it would just be it cannot be considered a team. It cannot be considered an organization. It's just a group of people together without any real connection. So this type will quickly disband. So why is the organization important? As I just mentioned, to achieve great success, you must rely on an organization. And secondly, many people say that in direct selling, especially in direct selling, when you're building an organization, when you're building a team, everything you build is built on the foundation of the company. As long as the company exists, your organization exists. Once the company disappears, do you agree that your organization will disappear? We can indeed understand it this way. We can truly understand it this way, that when I build a team, it must be built on the foundation of the company. If the company is not there, the organization I built will also disappear at the same time. This is a question I kept thinking about when I was doing direct selling, something I was always reflecting on. So many people say, the direct selling industry is rootless. It is an industry without roots. Everything I built and the price I paid are all based on the existence of a company. If there is no company, my organization has no roots. Do you agree or not? Actually, we cannot disagree. We cannot disagree. But when I was young and full of ambition, over 20 years ago, I wanted to challenge this statement. I told myself I would challenge this statement. I didn't believe it. I believed that organizations have roots. Especially at that time, my organization had collapsed many times. Built up, then collapsed again. Built up again, then collapsed. Built up again, then disappeared. After several times, I learned from it and changed from it, changing myself. The last time I told myself, that team I built will not be affected by external factors and cause problems for the organization. As long as I don't have problems, as long as I'm fine, external factors absolutely cannot affect my organization. And in fact, later I achieved it. Indeed, there were no external factors. And at that time, the company was no longer around. But there was still a group of people I trained, a group of truly amazing leaders, sitting there waiting for me to make a decision. I said, let's go here, and the whole group would go there. Was the scale big at that time? If compared with Reway, it's not that big. But there were indeed quite a few such individuals. I say in the process of life, What does value mean? Where is a person's value? In my personal opinion, it's not about how much achievement you can create. In my view, it's about how much money you can borrow, which represents your value. If you go outside and borrow casually, borrow from the bank, borrow from your parents, borrow from your mom and dad, borrow from your brothers and sisters, borrow from your friends. How much money can you borrow? This is your current value. Can you guess roughly how much? Some people don't even have $5. Some people can't even borrow $5. Are there such people? Yes. And then borrow $100 from them. Wow, you're making a demand. But today there are many, many people. And many people are lining up at the bank. Bankers are lining up to lend him money. Are there such people? Yes. And that is his value. So today, I don't need to carry money. When I need money, many people push money towards me. This is my value. Our value can be measured by this. The second type of value I also think can be measured. The second thing that can measure your value is how many people want to follow you. When there's no company and nothing else, how many people want to follow you because of you? This can also be used to measure your value. No matter what you do, this person will always follow you. Think about it. Are there such people? Sometimes I think over the course of a lifetime, averaging 60 to 70 years. If you have one or two such people, you are already very valuable, in my opinion. One or two such people. No matter what you do, they will be there by your side. I think you are already doing great. Looking at it this way today, I'll use myself as an example. And when I calculate it this way, it's actually not that much. I don't have that much myself. But I will continue to move towards that direction. I ask myself, how much more do I need to contribute? What else do I need to do? To make more people unconditionally follow me just because of me. If everyone here can move towards this direction, and not for other reasons, because the company is good, because the product is good, because the system is good, because it's easy to make money here, and not because of you. At the beginning, it's definitely not because of you, for sure, but you can move in that direction. Because of you, they choose to do it. You can keep increasing your own value, and at that time, your organization will have roots. And I can tell you, your team is your foundation. Whether or not it's the so-called root I mentioned earlier, that so-called root, today, whether it's your income, your future success as well, everything depends on how big your organization is and what kind of organization you have. As we can see from this, organization is extremely, extremely important. It's so important that it needs a course to teach you how to build a team. Because the organization is your foundation. Today, why the leaders in the front rows can earn a lot of money? Because they are very good at selling, because they themselves are a testimony. Or is it some other reason? There is no other reason. There is only one reason. Because their organization is bigger than yours. So they are more successful than you. It's that simple. Because their organization is broader than yours. And their organization is deeper than yours. Their organization has more people than yours. Their organization is more active than yours. So they are more successful than you. It's that simple. So the organization is your foundation. Since the organization is so important, from this morning until just now, I was in the back. While we were having our meal, I kept asking different leaders, what is the most important thing about an organization? When we build a team, what is the most important thing? Many people gave me different answers. And Datuk gave me this answer. He said the most important thing is relationships. The process of building an organization. The most important thing is relationships. Is it really about relationships? Is it really about this kind of connection? Yes, it is important. But this is what I told him over 10 years ago. Over 10 or 20 years ago, I taught him when he first came to Riway, he was in development. As the director of that department, at that time there was no development department. I just asked him to work with us. And then his first sentence habitually was sitting in this position. He asked me, now this organization, Riway, had some organization at that time, although they were all elderly, although it was like running a nursing home back then. He asked me how much performance we needed and what target we needed to achieve. My first reaction to him was, build strong relationships. His task was to first build good relationships with these people. At that time, my relationship with these people was so good. They wanted to adopt me as their godson. It was so good, it was as if we were family. Like we were family. Whenever I had something happen, they would be very worried. When I had a car accident, they cried on stage. They felt very sorry for me. They wanted to protect this kind of relationship with me. So on his first day, I said, from now on, you need to help me. Work with me to lead this organization. The first key is to build good relationships with these people. And make sure you build good relationships with them first. So his job was to find those elderly people and sit with them in the coffee shop every day. To drink coffee with them every day. Have breakfast, laugh, and chat. Talk about everything except Riway. First, build good relationships. But today I've been thinking, over this period of time, I've been wondering, what does it really mean to build good relationships? Why is building good relationships so important? Because what we are building needs to be long-term. A long-term commitment. So, what does it mean to build good relationships? It's actually just 3 words. It's about making them like you. If your people don't like you, for some reason, they don't like you. No matter how profitable it is, they won't come, or they don't want to cooperate with you. They will cooperate with someone else, and your organization will be separated, and they will go join someone else. So, what's the key purpose of building relationships? It's to make that person like you. This is the greatest key to building a team. The most important condition is, you have to make people like you. If they don't like the way you are, you won't be able to lead them. No matter how capable you are, you won't be able to lead them. No matter how much leadership ability you have, you still won't be able to lead them because they don't like you. So as a leader, you must be able to lead the organization. You cannot have too many personal ideas. You must put the organization first. You must be like water. With this person, you need to be this way. You need to become the version he likes. With that person, you need to become the version they like. Not like, oh, this is just who I am. Then your organization will become limited. Only certain people can work with you. Most people won't like that. If you keep being stubborn with your own views, a large number of people won't work with you. So we say, hey, why can an organization become so big? Because it depends on how much you can accommodate. That's why I said from the beginning, we need to build relationships. The real purpose is this. If we don't work on this, then what topics do we have with people in the organization? The only topics are the product, the company, and the system. It's just about goals. All day it's about company and product. Company, product, goals, goals. Charge, hey, charge. Look at how your relationships are built. They're built on this kind of interest. When relationships are built on this kind of meaning, as soon as a problem comes, and problems will definitely come, in the process of building the team, in the process of Riway, problems will definitely come. No matter which country you're in, no matter which stage you are at, there will be different problems that arise. The market has its own problems. When problems come, the organization quickly falls apart. What they built is based only on interests. Let me give you an example. We definitely have friends outside. Why are they our friends? Why is he my friend? Why is he a good friend? Because I like him. It's simply because I like being with him. That's why he's my good friend, because we connect with each other. Is that relationship based on interests? There's no interest involved. Wow, if he asks me out for a drink, I'll go. If he asks me out for tea, I'll go. If he asks me out to have fun, I'll go. There's no interest involved. I even have to pay a price. I have to give something up. I even have to pay money? But if a friend asks, I'll definitely go. Why? Because we're friends. You see, friendship is what we call this kind of bond. That's why I say when building the team, the first condition is you need to have this kind of bond. Beyond just interests, you need to have it. You need to truly be friends with them. A good friendship. So good that they really like you. And this is hard. This is also the hardest thing. But you have no choice. Because the organization is your foundation. Because the organization is your foundation. If you want to succeed in this industry, you need to do this kind of thing. So within the organization, wow, you'll feel like you have many good friends. Everyone really likes you. Everyone wants to look up to you. Then you've succeeded. Naturally, in this industry, you will be very, very successful. This is, in this industry, the most important secret, I think. So with this foundation, first, lead by example. Second, make the people in your organization like you. These are the prerequisites. With the foundation in place, then we look at how to maintain the organization. How to build a team. How to maintain the organization. Because building a team is very natural. It's just about finding people. Just finding people. So where do you find people? The streets are full of people. The streets are full of people. That part is easy. The key is after you find the people. How do you maintain these people? How do you retain these people? This is what I really want to analyze today. These few points. So to be able to maintain the organization, you need to follow certain organizational principles. If you want to build an organization, you must follow organizational principles. If you don't follow organizational principles, then this organization won't exist, or it will be very fragile. So in NDO, there are 5 major principles. Let's take a look at what these 5 principles are. These are the 5 major principles. I believe many people have heard of NDO and are very familiar and clear about it. Any organizational operation includes these 5 major principles. If you violate any one of these principles, it will affect your organization. The first principle: negative things don't go downward. What exactly is this principle telling us? All right, let's take a look. It's about our mouth. When building relationships, when managing the organization, during the process of working with the organization, your mouth must not speak negatively. To your organization, you must not speak negatively to your organization. Why? Why can't you? Some people might say, he's been my brother for decades. She's been my close friend for decades. He understands me. But once it involves the organization, it becomes unacceptable. Why? Because when your negative thoughts come out of your mouth, you'll notice something will happen. Your posture will be gone. Some of your presence, the distance between you, will shrink, and they'll start getting closer to you. When they start getting close to you, they'll usually start making certain demands on you. Just like with our family. We're very close, and the distance is very near. For example, we Asians usually see their parents as heaven. Our parents are like our sky. We must be very filial to our parents. This is part of Asian culture. But when the distance becomes too close to us, when we see them every day, sometimes you may see your parents, when they're nagging over there, when they're saying negative things to you, gradually that sense of respect starts to disappear. Sometimes you end up raising your voice at your parents, right? Sometimes it just happens. Even though we know they are important, since young we've been taught that we must be filial to our parents. But sometimes you just can't take it. You can't control yourself. You'll start raising your voice. You'll slam the door loudly. and make them very sad. Why would you do that? Because the distance is too close. Because the distance is too close. They don't know how to manage that distance. Their posture disappears. It affects their posture. Originally, that posture was very good. From our Asian cultural education, this posture originally exists, but because of some of their actions, that lets you see certain things, and you feel like they're not really that great. Gradually, the posture is gone. The distance becomes too close, so our reaction becomes a negative reaction. This is what happens between people. One of the key conditions for how we get along, a very important condition. When you speak negatively to your organization, it means you're pulling the distance too close. Your posture is gone. They start not listening to you. Then it becomes very hard for you to lead your organization. So sometimes what is posture? Maybe I can explain what posture is, because when translating this, it might be a bit difficult. In the context of direct selling and leading an organization, posture might be described like this. It's when you make others feel that they are optional. When I have posture, my downline will feel that in my eyes he is dispensable. He is not that important. That's what it means to have posture. It means I'm not relying on him. He can feel that I'm not depending on him. With or without him, I can still succeed. I must build and shape this kind of posture. You understand this, right? If you lose this posture, when your downline starts to believe that you are depending on him, he will start to make demands. Then it becomes hard to lead. It starts becoming difficult to lead. That's why some people find their organizations easy to lead. Some people's organizations grow very quickly, while others remain stagnant. It's probably because they don't manage the distance well. Not with enough precision. They don't handle it properly. So this is exactly the reason. And within our organizational principles, we directly include negative emotions don't go downward. It's directly telling you, if you don't do this, it will help you in this area. So don't doubt it. That's why we always say, don't doubt what's taught in NDO. Just follow it and you'll be right. Because sometimes it really takes a lot to explain. The more you explain, the more complicated it becomes. Just like what I did just now. I really wanted to explain it to you. But the more I explained, the more complicated it felt. So it's better not to over-explain. Just follow it, and you'll be right. Not passing negativity downward helps you build posture. Maintain that proper distance. This is extremely important for you. You'll start to notice, hey, the organization you lead becomes more and more, and your path becomes smoother and smoother. So if you can't say something positive and uplifting, then don't say anything at all. Don't give any reasons or excuses like, yeah, they already know. They've been with me for a long time. We've worked together for so long. They understand. Never make this mistake, okay? All right, now the second one. New ideas go upward. If you have any new ideas, and you think this aspect is great, you used to do it this way. So when you come to Reway, you also want to do things this way. When we say go upward, what it really means is, it means coming here to seek new answers. To seek the real answers here, not just any new answers. But not to reuse your old ways of thinking. This is actually to help you avoid making mistakes. To shorten the time it takes for you to succeed. It's meant to help speed up your path to success. Don't repeat other people's mistakes. Believe me, in this industry, these 5 major principles have been around for 60 to 70 years. In this industry, it has already been repeatedly proven over and over again. Don't try to challenge this, because this was formed through the efforts of so many people who paid a heavy price and came up with these principles through experience. We can avoid other people's mistakes. Experience is the best teacher. But it's best when it's someone else's experience. Let others hit the wall first. He hits the wall and bleeds. Then you see it and learn from it. You must see it and you must ask. You need to ask around to find the right method. At Reway, you don't even need to ask, because there are so many answers. Every 3 months, we have countless sessions. If you really count it, there are hundreds of such trainings in a year. It's all to help you avoid taking unnecessary detours, so you can reach success more quickly. If you open your ears to listen, open your eyes and look. Just by walking into this venue today, you don't even need to listen. Just walking into this venue, there are already so many answers here. Open your eyes and look. Think and observe. You will find many answers. Don't say, "Oh, I used to do it this way. I did it like this in my previous company too, and now you're still using the same methods here." You might end up taking many unnecessary detours. So what is the purpose of this principle? It's to keep you from taking the wrong path. Third, no cross-communication between sidelines. If he's not your upline and not your downline, then he is your sideline. Everyone you see sitting here today, if you look at him and he's not your upline, he's not part of your upline group, and he's not your downline, then he is your sideline. Between sidelines. Just say hi, laugh, and have a casual chat. That's enough. Don't continue to stay in contact or go any further, because it will start to affect certain things within many organizations. The culture of organizational training and the differences in organizational style, that's how people are. They will make comparisons. And when they do compare, they compare in a very unfair way. How is it unfair? He'll compare what he has with what you don't. He'll compare what others have with what you lack. Of course, you'll lose in that comparison, right? He takes what this organization has and compares it to what the other organization doesn't have. The one that doesn't have it will definitely lose. Why don't you take what this organization has and compare it to what the other lacks? You see, when people look at something, they usually make very unfair comparisons. But most people are like this. So when sidelines start to cross, they begin to compare, "Oh, your upline is better. My upline isn't as good. Wow, your upline gives promotions. My upline doesn't." This will lead to conflict. Conflicts will arise. And it's something totally unnecessary. So between sidelines, just say hello. Have a chat. Encourage each other. That's enough. There's no need to work together behind the scenes. No need to stay in contact. Each person does their own part and works with their own upline group. That is the most peaceful and ideal situation. Here, I'd like to emphasize once more, things based on principles. They are principles. A principle means try your best not to go against it. Do your best. But if he violates it, it doesn't mean he's wrong. There's no absolute right or wrong. We're not gods. We can't judge others as right or wrong. Some people need to go through it themselves to learn. And our goal is to help people learn. Some need 3 to 5 years to learn. Then give them the 3 to 5 years to learn. Build strong relationships. Then he won't leave so quickly. Give him time to learn. Give him time to grow. So we shouldn't say, "Oh, you violated the organizational principle. Cut!" and cut you off. That's your own personal issue. Whatever mistake he made, as long as he's willing to do the work, very good. He has his own method, let him do it his way. If you can't influence him at that moment, very good. Just give praise. Let him go through it himself. After he has experienced it, when he realizes he was wrong, that's when you speak up. You'll save yourself a lot of effort, and you'll maintain the relationship. In a better way, if you criticize and scold, sure, you hope he hears that you're doing it for his own good, but in reality, he might not like you. He might not like you. In the long run, I think it's not worth it. So don't say, "Oh, the organizational principles were set by the boss. Organizational principles must be followed no matter what," and end up offending everyone. That's really not worth it. All right. The last two are, one is no disputes over money. The other is no disputes over relationships. This involves disputes. The biggest fear between people is having disputes. And these two types of disputes are the most serious, because these two are what people value most. Once it involves personal interests, if there's a conflict of interest, cracks will start to appear in the organization. So you see, at Reway, we generally never talk about personal gains. Yes, we talk about the price we pay, but we don't talk about it like, oh, we should divide it up. Come on, let's each take a share, divide it up a bit. Didn't the leaders help you all make money, right? Come on, everyone pitch in a little. Everyone contribute a bit. It's not possible for our company to cover this. Our company doesn't make that much money either. All right, everyone split it, everyone share it. You see, some people with a good attitude are easy to cooperate with. They contribute, but some others will say, why us? I don't even have many people today. Why should I contribute? You see, there will be some imbalance when it comes to money. This is the biggest challenge within an organization. This is the biggest challenge in an organization. Many people's organizations rise like a rocket. Many times it's because of money-related issues. Do your best to avoid them. Put the organization first, because the organization is your foundation. Once he realizes this, he invests all his money back into the organization. He puts all his money back into the organization. As a result, the organization becomes healthy and harmonious, and it grows even more. Earn more money from it. Then take a portion and reinvest it back into the organization. Do you understand? Instead of constantly fussing and calculating with others, pettily calculating everything, counting this and that, the money you might gain could lead to even greater losses. So when it comes to money matters, even as small as borrowing money from others, as big as an organizational event or anything related to the organization, when it involves an organizational event, it's a decision we make when we need to contribute. So this is something you have to judge for yourself. That's why I said earlier, there's no right or wrong when it comes to principles. You need to try it out for yourself. This time, when you collect money, what kind of reaction do you get? Between organizations? Hey, are there any issues arising? Could it be a case of more loss than gain? Or should we steadily contribute a little to earn back our reputation and allow the organization to grow even more? Be a great example. Wouldn't that be better? This is something you need to judge for yourself. But you can use Reway as an example. You can use Reway as a role model. I think Reway is a pretty good example, at the very least in the market. We are the only one, the best example. And the other one is no disputes over relationships. This refers to romantic relationships between men and women. Some people are in same-sex relationships between women. Male-to-male relationships, I don't know. But most are male-female relationships. This one? Well, this is just... There's really no right or wrong. Truly, there's no right or wrong, at least from that person's perspective. There's no right or wrong, but it is a principle. Even in many companies and organizations, it's a major taboo. Once you cross that line, wow, many problems will follow. There will be many problems that follow. I've experienced this many times within the organization. My uplines and my downlines all have gone through it. I absolutely do not cross that line within the organization. I won't even touch it, because this is where I make my living. And my dedication to my career is 100%. Everything I have, the most important thing in my life is my career. Not family, not health, not anything else. The most important thing to me is my career. This family is my family. Because they support my career, I'm someone who prioritizes my career above all else. I will never violate this organizational principle, but my upline has violated it before. My downline has violated it before, and my upline kept violating it repeatedly. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with all of it, because in the end, they are the ones who have to pay the price. If I criticize them, it could hurt the relationship. If they dislike me, that's even worse. I think it's not worth it. Let's not say who's right or wrong. Let's just observe what others do. Okay, we avoid it. We steer clear. And that's good enough. Don't start with others. Start with yourself. That's the most important thing. If you criticize others, then you're probably not much different. Let's just be aware of it ourselves. That's enough. Even if I have a good relationship with that person, I'll even help cover for him. I really would help him out. Do you understand? But as for yourself, you know there are some things that you must not touch within a team. So let's not touch them, especially someone else's wife. That leads to major disputes. Or if I go after someone else's husband, even bigger drama, and it's disgusting. Especially in the direct selling industry. You are someone who will be looked up to. Uplines will be looked up to. When uplines are admired, when leaders are admired, they will become idols. They will become people others admire. They will become people others are fond of. That's when you must not take advantage of it. The more you take advantage of it, the faster you will fall. You will start to realize that you can barely move forward. You'll find it very hard to grow. Your own organization will face many limitations. And let me emphasize once more, the organization is your foundation. Your success is entirely built on this. Don't do anything to damage that foundation, right? And I hope everyone here today. Success is the most important thing to you. I hope that's the case. I hope all of you want to succeed, and that's why you're willing to make such sacrifices and pay the price. All right? Okay, these are the 5 main principles. Of course, aside from these principles, personally, and this is just me, in my own experience of operating, I have always upheld this principle. I have always upheld this principle. And I hope to share it with you today. What principle is that? It is to respect your downlines and honor your uplines. This is something I've always practiced in direct selling, a principle I have always upheld. It will never change. As for my downlines, in my view, they absolutely don't owe me anything. Many people think that their downlines owe them. When they speak to them, it's as if it's expected that they should follow orders. But it's not supposed to be that way. We must respect people because they are partners working and cooperating with you. Every single one is an independent individual. Everyone is an entrepreneur. Everyone is their own boss. You haven't given them a single cent. At most, you've only introduced an opportunity to him, and that's all there is to it. Whether he succeeds or not, he still has to put in the effort. He has to pay the price with his own abilities. So he's just a partner working with you. If he gives you respect and sees you as a leader. If he doesn't give you that respect, you're just another person, nothing more. So between people, especially your downlines, you must show respect. In other words, I show great respect. If he can do even a little, wow, I'm truly thankful and appreciative. If I can influence him, I'm truly thankful and appreciative for the trust he places in me. As for uplines, I will definitely honor them because he is the only one who will come to help me. This group of uplines I have are the ones who will surely help me because their interests are tied to it, right? Right? So each of them is a source of strength. I don't care who they are. I don't care what kind of things they've done. I don't care what mistakes they've made or what kind of character they are. I will still choose to honor them. Whether I want to use their strength, that's another matter. Whether I want them to appear in my organization, that's another matter. But I will continuously honor them because they are all sources of strength. The more I honor them, as they continue in this industry, as they continue working in this company, their very presence is already a form of strength. This is my principle. And I've found that by upholding this principle, for more than 20 years, my organization has run smoothly, and the strength I've gained has only grown greater. The respect my organization has for me and the admiration for me have both grown stronger. I slowly started to feel, hey, this seems to be the right way, so I wanted to share it with all of you today. All right then. So how do we build an organization? What I talked about earlier was the first part, the foundation of an organization. You need to have leadership skills. You need to be a leader. You need to build strong relationships. And then don't violate those organizational principles. Only then can you begin to do this kind of work. So how do you get started? It's very simple. It's the 8th point in our NDO. What is the 8th point? How to become a Pegasus in 2 years. This is our 8th point. So how do you become a Pegasus in 2 years? It starts with yourself. In the coming year? During that year, you continuously recruit people. Recruit around 6 to 7 active lines. Keep recommending new people until you have 6 to 7 lines. In a short period of time, continuously recruit people. Recruit until you have 6 to 7 active lines. That is, people who will cooperate with you, who will attend meetings. Bring them to attend meetings. Bring them and communicate with them. Let them want to do Reway. Have 6 to 7 people who genuinely want to do Reway. All right, then within 1 year, turn them into Diamond 2 stars, okay? That means their organization, their ability can be sustained at the Diamond 2 star level. Can this be done within a year? Then you repeat the process. In the second year, you repeat this process again. Within 2 years, you can become a very stable Pegasus. With average monthly sales of over 1 to 2 million. In 3 months, you can generate 5 to 6 million in sales, at the very least, on average. Is this level of performance okay? Okay, thousands of people have already achieved this, so it is definitely achievable. The income is extremely, let's put it this way, extremely considerable. Your house probably won't be small, and your car definitely won't be. It won't be a small one, and you'll probably have several. If you can achieve this, does it look simple? Simple? Very simple. But not many people can actually carry it out. So the difficulty lies in execution. Have you truly taken action? Have you followed this kind of plan? The key is that you must keep recommending people. And within that, there's one crucial point. That key lies in 3 sentences. Among these lines, you must lead the hotlines. The one who cooperates best with you. Spend more time working with them. You must lead the hotlines, not just let them be hot on their own. Yeah, and leave them to do everything themselves. And take it for granted. You need to see in what areas you can contribute. Within your organization, what kind of role you can play. You might take on the B role externally. Tee up your downline. And possibly give them strength. You might, contribute financially. You can contribute something. You need to lead the hotlines and have a close relationship with them. Not just, he's a hotline. You must find ways to contribute something there. Lead the hotline. Some people might tell me, I only have one such hotline. Then all the more reason to lead it, because it will become your model line. When you have a model line, it becomes easier to open new lines afterward. When you have one big line, a model line, as we call it. When you want to open new lines, you can say to every new person, look, this is my organization. Hey, this is my organization. Hey, these new people will have great confidence in you. Many people say, when someone gets hot, they stop leading. As a result, it doesn't grow big. And when they want to leverage, there's nothing to leverage. So leading the hotline must be one of the key elements. Then you must let go of the cold lines. Don't keep clinging to that one person, talking to him again and again and again. He still refuses to take action. You keep spending a lot of time on this cold line. You need to learn to let go. Just put it aside for now. You have to keep going. Third, open new lines. Opening new lines not only energizes your cold lines, but can also stimulate your hot lines. Opening new lines can actually inspire a lot. It inspires your downlines. Not only your downlines, it can also motivate your sidelines, even energize your uplines. So in the direct selling industry, no matter what level you reach, you must open new lines and do it visibly. Make it a big move. Let your uplines and sidelines, let your downlines see it. This is a key to direct selling. Then in the first year, 6 to 7 lines. In the second year, another 6 to 7 lines. Turn them into Diamond 2 stars. Maintain them at Diamond 2 star, or even a higher rank. Congratulations. You are very successful in Reway. So, is that okay? Okay, now here comes the key. This is Riway's, no, it's from NDO ninth point. How to build depth. This is what determines whether the organization can last long, whether it can grow strong, whether you can manage it more and more easily. This is the biggest key. How to build depth. When you've opened about 6 to 7 lines. I said 6 to 7 lines. I didn't say 6 to 7 people. A person is just a person. What you want is not just that person. What you need is that entire line. You must remember, what you need is that entire line. Many people recommend someone, and after they join, they cling to that one person every day, trying to change that person. But people are not that easy to change. And you'll never be satisfied. Even if he has changed a lot today, you still won't notice it. You'll always feel like he's lacking this or that. Just like how parents look at their children, you'll never be fully satisfied. So don't just cling to that one person. No, you need to look within that person's organization to find the right person, someone who can work with you easily. Listen carefully. Even today, sometimes a Pegasus 9 will come to me and say, "My downline boss, what should I do? To make him do certain things?" And I say, "Why do you want to make him do something? Why? Why do you keep trying to change him and impose your expectations on him?" You should look deeper into his organization. How? For example, there's someone named a. This is his line. And this person a. You go down the line, you go down and help him. Then someone will show up. There will always be someone in the organization. Maybe a B will appear, and after B shows up, you no longer need to worry about a. Go down the line. Work with this B. As long as you know how to do it, you understand how it works. You know the company, the products, the system. You can present the OPP. You can present the NDO. Go down and work with this B. Help him present again and again. When you've done it enough times, naturally a C1 will appear. And then a C2 will emerge. C1 and C2. It's very simple. As soon as a new person appears, don't say things like, "Hey, your person showed up, you go lead them. You go do this, you go do that." You should jump in yourself. Find C1 or gather as a group. Talk to C1 and say to C1, "Hey, arrange a few people," or in your upcoming organization, whatever meetings you have, I'll help you run them. You need to identify and catch C1, but sometimes you realize you can't even influence them. Sometimes even you yourself can't reach them. What to do? Hold on, no, let go, treat it as a cold line, understand? Let go immediately and move on to C2. See who is more active. Go to C2. Help him by talking and presenting again and again. Soon, within the organization, you'll begin to see the right people start to emerge. And then D shows up. "Hey, this one is good. Hey, has stronger ability?" At that point, your focus should be on D. All your focus on that line should be on D. Forget about A, B, C1, and C2. You don't need to bother with them. Just maintain a good relationship with them. Don't keep asking them to do this, or trying to make them change, or asking them to lead D. It's not necessary. When you see them, all your energy, all your contribution should go to those who cooperate well. In the depth of the organization, when you begin working with that right person who works well with you, that means you don't need to change him too much. This person, in your eyes, is someone who cooperates well. That's what we call D. Very soon, E will appear. And soon after, F will show up. If you have 3 people in one line, 3 people who can balance each other, that means there may be some competition between them, and also some comparisons in terms of performance. Each one is capable of leading their own team, able to present the NDO and lead the organization within one line at depth. We call this line unbreakable. When a line has 3 people going deep, you need to go down and catch them. Not keep telling me, What should it do? What should it change? How do I change it? What does it want? What about B? Go further down the line. Do you know Reway only has 2 A's? Did you know that? These 2 A's today, I have never placed any demands on them. Whatever they do, I always say very good. Everyone present here today. These leaders sitting in the front row are all D's and Reway, E's and F's too. Who among you here was directly recommended by me? Is there even one person I personally recommended? No. I never placed any demands on you, let alone a... Right? Even to this day, I haven't put any expectations on you. Not at all. When you start building an organization, once we see it, the company will step in and support it. This is what we call depth, and you must learn from this. You must be able to do the same. The company, in this aspect of Reway, all around the world. When you compare it, we are the best at building depth. Truly. And the best way to inspire people is not by sitting there all day, shouting with your mouth nonstop, telling him to change again and again. No, the best way to inspire is to go down and help him build a big organization. Will he get nervous? Will he feel the pressure? Wow, my organization below is so big. Wow. Will he get excited? That is the greatest motivation. Will B get nervous? Wow, so nervous he can't sleep at night. Wow, this is great, amazing, fantastic. The organization is growing. You need to create this kind of situation for them. And what do we call this? It's called fire on the backside. Set fire on the backside. Use this method to light a fire under them. And wow, they move fast. Make them move very quickly. No need to say anything. We go down the line. If I want this organization to move, I observe his organization, jump in and work with him. I place the rewards below. I put the strength at the bottom. Once he starts moving, wow, everyone above starts moving too, right? This is what we call fire on the backside. It might not sound very nice, but it's an extremely effective method. So the key is, let me emphasize again, the foundation of all this is that you must do this. This one phrase, let go of the cold lines, open new lines. Let go of the cold lines, open new lines. At all times, if you want to succeed in this industry, no matter what level you reach, you need to keep repeating this phrase. No matter how high you climb, I don't care how many years you've been doing this, it must become a habit. I can tell you with absolute certainty that in Reway there is no chance for you to fail. Most of the time, people fail because they stop. They stop opening new lines. They keep holding on to cold lines. They don't lead their hot lines. That's when problems start to appear. If you do these 3 things, there's no chance you won't succeed. With that said, I want to thank you once again. Thank you all so much for your support over the past 9 sessions. So that's all I'll share for today. I am Lin Wenfeng. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.